Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's so good to see you back here. So today I figured we'd do kind of a chatty get ready with me, and I asked you guys on YouTube and on Instagram to just throw some questions my way. So we're gonna do a nice Q&A. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but every time I attempted to do so, I never had enough questions. So now I finally do, and we can do one of those videos. So I'm definitely going to be talking and answering these questions, not so much explaining my makeup techniques, but I will be doing my makeup just because it gives us something to do. So I'm not just talking straight to you, I'm just kind of playing with makeup as well. It makes it more fun, you know? So first off, like, I'm feeling so dry. It's so dry today. It's like 31 degrees out. I was outside. I'm trying to like go for walks because I get a little bit of cabin fever and I'm just so dry. So I'm going to be using my Fenty Profiltr primer. I've been using them a lot in my videos because it's just so moisturizing, and I feel like even though I have oily combination skin, my skin is just like screaming for moisture. I feel like my lips are chapped, my face feels chapped, like everything is just dry. So the first question, and this is from Chantrell Smith. She asks, how did you and your hubby meet? So if you guys don't know, I am married, yay. And I've been married for a while, but my husband, if you guys haven't seen the video, husband does my makeup, you should definitely watch it. It is one of the funniest videos on my channel. We had such a blast filming it. And okay, so I met my husband about 8 years ago? God, yeah, it's been a long time. 8 years ago. And we actually met on Match.com. So when we met, I was like 23, and I was in that phase of my life where it was like, I was on my own. I was making my own coins, fairly a new grad from college. And I lived with my parents for like, I want to say 7 months after I graduated, just because I wanted to save some money and, move into like a nicer place, probably closer to my work, And during that time, I was just very like, you know what, let me just try something new, try something exciting. And I decided that I was going to join Match.com. And back like 8 years ago, it was not like a big popular thing to like get on a dating app, or not even an app. We didn't even have apps. That was like a dating website. And like go out on dates with somebody. So I remember when I joined and I told all my friends, they were like, what? Seriously? And I was like, yeah, why not? It could be fun. I could meet somebody, you never know. But I just, at that time, I was 23. I was thinking I was just gonna have some fun, go on a couple dates, and that's it, you know what I mean? So I was on there only for like a month, and I got I guess you would call it a DM now, but back then it wasn't even like DMs. They would just like send you a message. And my husband asked, what was it? Oh, he asked, how many times have you been to Yosemite? And I was like, what? But it really got my attention, and we both really like nature, being outdoors and stuff like that. So it was a great way for us to spark a conversation. Fast forward a couple weeks, we decided to go out on our first date, and we were actually long distance. So he used to live about 3 hours away from me, and he drove down. I didn't know how far away he lived, but he drove down, and we had a fabulous first date. We hung out for like 5 hours, and it just clicked, and the rest is history. So the next question is from Juanita Quarteng. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. And it is, what are your goals for the new year? That is a good question. So my goals for the new year are honestly mostly YouTube driven. For a very long time, I've been very focused on my YouTube channel, trying to stay consistent. And I hit last year, my major goal was to hit 10,000. And that's been like a number for some reason in my mind, I made it a significant number that I really wanted to reach. And I think it was just because when you're starting out, 10,000 seems like so impossible. I mean, just because I remember like how long it used to take me just to get 4 subscribers. So when I reached that, I was like, damn, okay, like this is gonna happen. Like, I think I'm actually good at this YouTube thing. So this year, I'm hoping subscriber-wise to reach 25K. If I can pass that, oh my God, it's gonna be amazing. Also, you know, I'm always trying to improve my content, and I feel like it would be more useful to do videos for you guys where it's like, if I test a product out, I test it and do a comparison. So I do like a series of it. Instead of you guys just seeing it once, maybe that will help you guys make better decisions, because I want my content to be like super useful for you. So as far as my content, those are my 2 goals. Also, I really want to get back into Instagram videos, and it's so hard for me because they're so like time consuming, but honestly, they're really, really, really fun. And it's just a really great way to like use up a lot of this makeup that I have, you know, and also I got to be more like experimental when it comes to looks. I can do more dramatic looks on Instagram because that's just kind of like the norm there, you know what I mean? Okay, now personal goals. I really want to stay committed to fitness. I used to be such a fitness junkie. Maybe you guys, if you've been watching for a long time, you might remember that I was a spin instructor, like an indoor cycling instructor. And I loved it. And I mean, maybe just because I lived in California, like fitness is such a big part of like culture being in California. There's more sun, everybody's a lot happier, they just want to like work out all the time, you know? And that's just because we don't, at least in the middle and the lower part of California, we don't have really extreme winters. The northern part does get really cold, but not uber snowy. So anyway, my goal is I want to work out like 4 to 5 times a week. So I started this app, and the app is called Sweat. And it's an app that you pay for, but you can do like these at-home workouts, because I thought about joining a gym here in Burlington, because I live in Burlington, Vermont, but they're so expensive here, and I just know like if I ever have to go out of town, I'm not going to be working out at all. So I need something where it's like, if I have a workout that I can do at home, I can just, when I'm traveling, once I get to my destination, if I'm at a hotel, if I'm at my parents' place, I can still do it, and I can still hold myself accountable. You know what I mean? Because that's like a really big thing for me, because I'm just like, it's cold outside, I don't want to do anything. Okay, so the next question is from Akir205, and it says, what is the best and worst thing about having a beauty channel? So I think hands down the best part is really the connection that I have with you guys, my friends, my subscribers. I feel like it's like having just a whole bunch of really great friends. Yeah, there are people that are haters, that are always going to find something negative to say about what you're doing, but you cannot let that get to you, because there are so many awesome people, and I don't know, I just like really enjoy interacting with you guys. I feel like it's like the highlight of my day. When I post a video and I get that feedback, like that's why I always ask questions in the description box. I want to know what you guys think about a product, like, because I like having that interaction. And I think the worst thing about having a beauty channel is, gosh, I feel like lately there's been so much drama, and honestly I really feel like because of all the drama that's been going on, people are so quick to want to lump every beauty influencer in the same, oh, you know, they're problematic, or you know, like just that same basket. And I feel like just like you can't judge everyone and make mass assumptions, every influencer is different. And, you know, for example, like the thing with sponsorships, sometimes there are influencers who do sponsorships and don't disclose them at all. And it really sucks for those of us that care about it and are very upfront about what we're doing, because obviously you guys should know if something is being sponsored, you should know exactly. And I just feel like because of those assumptions, it definitely ruins, you know, just overall how somebody is perceived. And that's the worst part. It's like you have to try to justify yourself, or maybe sometimes even fight that feeling to justify yourself, because you know how other people would like look at another influencer and be like, oh, that person does that, so like they're all doing this, I don't trust anyone. You know what I mean? That part really sucks. So, by the way, I should say that if you're interested in the products that I'm using, they will be listed in the description box, just because I want to focus more on these questions. But I want to get to the next question. So the next question is from Mrs. Watson, and it says, do you have or want kids, and have you experienced any racism being with your hubby? So if you guys don't even know what my husband looks like, yes, he is Caucasian. I think he's like Irish and German mixed together, but that's a really good question. So first off, do we have or want kids? No, we don't currently have kids. I definitely want kids in the future. So just to give you guys a little bit of some backstory, basically, I am the oldest of 3 kids, and my siblings are a lot younger than me, like 16 years younger and 11 years younger. So I grew up kind of being a big sister that's more of like a parental figure at times, and that really made me want to like wait to have kids, because I was like, damn, kids are a lot of work. It's no joke, you know what I mean? So we both decided that when we got married, we would take time to like enjoy being just the 2 of us before we got crazy and like went in with like having kids, you know? So for the second part of the question, if I've experienced any racism, I would say as far as like outright, no, because both of our families love each other. His family loves me, my family loves and adores him. No, but I can tell you some of the weirdest experiences I've had. So when we first moved out to Vermont, and God, we drove, okay? And we drove across the Midwest, and it was my husband's parents, me, him, and our cat. So every time, like at night, we would stop at like a motel, like a Motel 6 or something like that. Some like, you know, lower end motel. And there would always be like older American Caucasian couples, and they would be like staring at us, because we'd be in the car grabbing our bags trying to head to our rooms, and they would be like staring us down. And I was like, what the hell? Like, what you looking at, huh? You know, that's probably the weirdest thing. And I think if you are a person of color or somebody that has experienced any kind of discrimination, like, you know, when somebody's just looking at you because, you know, maybe you just happen to catch their eye or something interesting is happening. And when somebody's looking at you because maybe there's like a hint of like disapproval, like they got issues, but maybe they just don't approve. And that was like the weirdest thing. And we definitely talked about it. And we're such open-minded people. Like, I grew up in a really big city. It wasn't a big thing for me to see like a lot of people that are in interracial relationships. Like, it was normal. So I never like thought it was that big of a deal. And my husband has never really thought it was a big deal that like I'm Black or my family's from Haiti or anything. So for us personally, no, but sometimes occasionally we do run into people that are just like weird about it, which is so strange because it's not weird for us. Yeah. All right. So the next question, this one is from Purple Pink Red, and it's, how did you get the name Jungle Naps for your channel? So that's a really good question. If you've been around my channel for a while, you would remember that I did natural hair videos. And I'm still natural. I just like wigs now. I like to experiment, you know? But yeah, I was a really big focus for my channel. And it's something that I knew that I wanted to name my channel for a long time. Honestly, like, I just thought it was the most memorable channel name, and it just seemed like fun. Like, oh, I remember now. I wanted a Jungle Naps because, if you guys don't know, my family is from Haiti, and I got that like thick Joe Naps kind of hair. So I don't know, I just thought it was cute at the time, and I kept it because it's like so memorable, and once you hear it, you just, you know, you'll remember it. So yeah. Okay, so the next question is from DB215. Hey girl. She asks, how are you adjusting to East Coast life? Is the plan to stay or head back west? So I'm from California. Originally, like I was born and raised in LA. That's my hometown. But honestly, okay, so I'm keeping it 100, and I do not intend to offend anyone. If you're from the East Coast, like I have a mad love for the East Coast. I am particularly speaking to where I currently live. So if you don't know, I live in Burlington, Vermont, and I've been living here for about a year and a half. So I moved out here. Honestly, it's been a really big change. When we first moved out, it was the beginning of winter, okay? And if you don't know, like the winter in Vermont is extreme. Even if you have snow in your area, I promise you it is not as extreme as a Vermont winter. A Vermont winter is known all over for being really extreme. And that was like my first time really being in an area where you go like 1 month and you probably only have like 1 day of sunshine. And that's really hard. And you can tell it really affects the people here a lot. People here are really mean, really snappy. So I honestly think that being that the weather here, because it's so extreme in the non-summer months, really affects the way people are. It's really hard to live in a city where people are just like grumpy and like angry all the time. So that part I don't like. I feel like there's things that I love about Vermont. Like it's just peaceful here. If you're somebody that lives in a city and you just kind of want to like get away from the grind, like it's just peaceful. You can really like live on your own, separate yourself from people. If that's like what you want to do, you could find it here in Vermont. And also, to be quite honest with you, they have some bomb coffee out here. Like they don't play around. They might be grumpy, but the coffee is popping. So yeah, I mean, I think I like it in some respects, but the weather and the people, as far as being friendly goes, is not my favorite part. I definitely wish that, you know, people were just a little bit nicer. Like sometimes you just go to the coffee shop and you'd be like, hey, you know, and you'd be like ready to talk about your order, and they'd be like, what do you want? And you're like, damn, do you want my money or not, sir? Geez, seriously, like that's how it is. But I think that's a lot of people on, and I don't want to offend anybody, but a lot of people that I've talked to that have lived in other places have told me that's just like the culture on the East Coast here. It's okay for service people to be like super rude and grumpy, which is something that I'm not quite used to. Not saying that everybody is like an angel on the West Coast, but people are a little bit friendlier, and I think that's because the weather is a lot better. You're getting a lot more sunshine, a lot more melatonin to like lift up your mood, you know what I mean? And as far as if we'll head back or not, possibly. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like we both miss our family like crazy. So it really sucks when you're like talking to your family and they're all the way on the other side of the country. So I mean, maybe eventually, but I think for now we'll be here. This color turned out hella white. Look at this. This is supposed to be a baby pink color. Okay, so I'm gonna reach into this palette right here and see if I can cover it up with this color. Look at that. How cute is this like soft pink look? Ooh, it turned out so good. Okay, so I had to go ahead and finish my eyes off camera because I was getting too distracted. It's hard answering questions and blending your eyeshadow. So I'm gonna go in. I've got my blush now. That's the step we're on. So the next question is from Chantrell Smith, and she asks, how did you learn how to do makeup? I learned from YouTube. So practice makes perfect. And honestly, like, if you guys look at some of my older videos, I'm telling you, my makeup looked like poop, okay? It looked like poop. It was horrible, but practice makes perfect. And I feel like, especially because I have like hooded eyes. It was really hard for me to learn how to do eyeliner appropriately, to learn how to do eyeshadow for my eye shape. Like that took a long time. Also trying to figure out like foundations that work perfectly for my skin type. I didn't even know what my skin type was back in the day. But if I could do it, you could do it for sure. So if you're a beginner or you just feel like you have so much to learn and it's hard, don't worry, like we've all been there before. Okay, so the next question, Kimberly Jason, she asks, how long have you been married? That's a great question. You guys love asking me about my husband. So we've been married, it'll be, oh my God, this year, in the summer of this year, it'll be 5 years. So like I've said before, we've been together total for like 8 years. And honestly, I mean, God, time flies. I can't even believe it's been that long. But we were together for about 3 years before we got married. And then, oh, sorry, this highlight, she's distracting me. She looks good. And also, what else? It was probably like 16 months before we got engaged. So we got engaged fairly quickly, you know, when you know, you know. And it took us kind of like a while to actually have the wedding because you gotta save, you gotta like book your date out a lot in advance. And we didn't even have like a super big wedding. Like I had 100 people, under 100 people there. Honestly, I wanted it to be smaller. I wanted it to be like 50 people because I was just like, I don't want to have to invite anybody that like I'm not super close with. Because I do have like a lot of family and I feel bad that I didn't invite them. But at the same time, it's like your wedding. You know, you should invite who you want to invite. So anyway, that was like a really long answer, but we've been married 4.5, almost 5 years. First, we got a setting spray intermission. This is the Fresh Vitamin Nectar. I love this stuff. Okay, so while that dries, what do you guys think? Okay, I have 2 lip kits and I'm having such a hard time. So first of all, don't sleep on Profusion Cosmetics because they got some bomb stuff. The Lips to Go set has like a liner. It has a, what is this? A lip cream and a lip topper, which is sparkly. So I've got a kind of like, this is more chocolate. It might look berry on camera, but this is more chocolate. And this is like super red. I feel like I should go with the chocolate one because that goes with the eye look, right? But I also really love red. Okay, chocolate it is. So the next question is from Shakira. She asks, how do you manage being a wife and a YouTuber? I feel like anybody who asks that question knows from experience what being a content creator is like, because honey, being a content creator is no joke. It is very time consuming and you are always on the job. No matter what time it is. If you have a 9 to 5, consider yourself lucky because you go to work between a certain set of hours. Like, can you imagine your boss calling you like at 11 p.m. and being like, hey, I got some work for you to do, you know? You'd be like, I will do it tomorrow when I get to work. But being a content creator is full time. So that question, like, feel you on that question, girl. So honestly, I have to say that because being a content creator is so like time consuming, it's really hard maintaining a marriage or any type of relationship and doing this. Biggest thing is like we honestly have to schedule time that's like us time. When I'm not going to be on my phone checking something, when I'm not going to be like trying to edit a video and get it out as fast as possible, and that is really a challenge. So actually, I changed my mind on this color. It's like a deep berry chocolate. Not completely brown, not completely berry, but it's a beautiful color. Ooh, this is hella cute. Okay, oh yeah, so back to the question, sorry. I got distracted. Yes, the biggest thing for us is setting time where it's like us time, where we like phones down, like nothing's happening. But that just means I have to be really organized with my content. I have to plan my content way ahead of time. And if I'm not, then that sucks. Like our us time definitely gets compromised. I'm not like a super traditional wife. Like I don't cook like every night. I don't have time for that. I mean, if I did have time for that, like it would be nice, but I do like clean the house. Like I schedule in my little planner one day where I like clean the house. And my husband helps out a little bit here and there if I ask him for help. And I think every couple where one person or both is a content creator struggles with that realistically, and it's always something that you strive to have balance for. Okay, so look at this little lip topper. How cute is it? Oh my gosh, let me swatch it on my hand so you guys can get a good idea. Ooh, this is cute. I'm not a big fan of the applicator because it's not like fluffy. So I feel like it's not gonna spread as well, you know what I mean? But still cute. Ooh. This would have been like a hella cute holiday look too. Okay, so I had to let my hair down. I had to put some earrings on. Do you guys like them? It says love. It's very 90s. I'm born in the 80s, but I grew up in the 90s, so it reminds me of like my childhood. Love earrings like this. Okay, so the next question is from CLH1123. Hey girl. So what type of YouTube videos do you watch besides beauty? So I watch a lot of YouTube, like business, like how to improve your channel type of videos. Like I know all the top content creators in that you know, field. And I also just because of course I want to grow my channel, I want it to be the best it can be. So that's the best way for me to learn, because I don't really find that there are a lot of books on that type of topic, you know. So that's, I learned so many new things. Like every time there's like a new feature or something new, like I know about it like before my channel can even have the opportunity to have that feature. I know how to use it. I'm obsessed. Okay, also what else? I love travel vlogs. Like my dream in life was to have like Anthony Bourdain's job where you just like travel to different places and you eat. So I love watching travel vlogs. Typically I like to watch the ones from influencers just because I feel like those trips are like so extreme, so luxury. But I really like that. So yeah, YouTube business and travel stuff. Also like not really on the same wavelength as that. Like I have to tell you guys what type of shows I like to watch. Okay, so if we're talking about just like Hulu, Netflix, that type of stuff, I love like ghost shows. It's so cheesy, but paranormal shows. The one I really like watching, like my favorite, is called The Dead Files, and it's with this police detective and this medium, and I think that she's the real deal because I watch a lot of those shows and half of them they just like look like they're just making stuff up, but she is like almost spot on without even knowing like the backstory of what happened, you know what I mean, at that location. So I love those. I love anime. Like I'm a huge anime nerd. I live for anime. I think I've kind of like watched so many at this point, and usually I'll watch the usually I'll watch the sub version, so I don't always remember the names. Like I'll remember the plot line, but because it's in Japanese, I'm like, I don't know, you know. But I have not found a really good anime, so if you know of any, please drop them down in the comments because it's dry over here in these parts. I'm thirsty. But yeah, I love anime. Okay, so another one, a Lament for Boromir. I love that username, by the way. I mean, I'm assuming this is related to Lord of the Rings, and I love that series. But yeah. Anyway, Lament for Boromir says, YouTube/beauty guru you wish more people knew about. Oh my gosh, there are a lot of really talented people. It's been a long time since I found someone that was like really small on YouTube, just because I don't know, I just feel like YouTube doesn't put those people, like anybody who's under 50K, I feel like it's really hard to like find their videos. But I have quite a few that I want to let you know about. So the first one, I feel like I have to touch on Instagram because there are some poppin' people on Instagram. Okay, so the first one is Lord China. That's her username. I'll like put her stuff up here. And she's a 19-year-old. She's a self-taught makeup artist from Glasgow, Scotland. And she does such gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous makeup. And her clients, even though she's got a lot of clients with, well, she does makeup on everybody, fair skin, medium skin, tan, but she does a lot on women of color. And I love that because not a lot of the UK artists, they don't always do makeup on people of color, and she's got so many. Like, I want to show you some pictures. She's like my inspiration, and it's just so refreshing to see a makeup artist. I feel like that really makes her stand out. That is who she chooses to focus on. Her skills are ridiculous, and I feel like more people need to follow her. She's already got a lot of followings on Instagram, like 138K, which I think is a lot, but like, she's really talented and more people need to know about her. Okay, so the next person is I Am Charity Lee. I'll put her stuff up here for you so you can check her out. She just, like, her face is so striking. Like, do you ever just like look at somebody and you're just like, I am mesmerized by you. Can you be my best friend? Can I be you? That's how I feel. And she does the most dramatic makeup looks. She's got the most beautiful big eyes, big lid space, full lips. Like, her lips are like perfectly shaped. I just love it. I love the drama. She's also a major hustler. Like, she works full time and she like films her makeup looks at night. She just kind of like squeezes them in. Sometimes she'll do like 2 looks in a night just to like space out and have her content. She's so talented, and I feel like she really needs her time to shine. So both of those ladies, please go follow them on Instagram. They deserve it. Also, if you like Instagram videos, and she also has a pop in YouTube, Glam Deet. Aditya, her last name is Belwall. I hope I'm pronouncing that okay. She is so awesome, and she's like one of my little internet friends. I just really admire her work. She is Indian, and she's also lived in Kenya, and now she lives in LA, and she's just really talented. I love her makeup. She does spectacular makeup for like medium skin tones, and she does these beautiful like lip tutorials on Instagram. She's amazing. Okay, so as far as like YouTube gurus, beauty people, whatever you want to call them, YouTubers, if you're into makeup technique and like you really appreciate somebody with like high quality filming, Dylan Saba. She is, I believe, I want to say she's Dutch, something like that. She lives in the Netherlands. That's what I know. She does the most beautiful videos that are really like makeup tutorial focused. She has such high quality. Like, her quality is like goals. Like, I wish I was at that level. But I mean, she's a big influencer. Like, I think big. She has a couple 100,000 at least, but just her technique is amazing, and I think she's so like underrated. Like, she just doesn't get the props that she deserves. Also, I'm gonna give a shout out to Sydney Black. Although I'm sure that a lot of you guys know who Sydney Black is. I think I've been subscribed to her since she had like just under 50K. I just really love her content. I feel like she's underrated, and she has such beautiful makeup. And I got the opportunity to meet her in person like a couple years ago at Gen Beauty in San Francisco, and she's just so sweet. And yes, her eyes are real, okay? And they're beautiful. The next person, if you love like hair, there's people who do hair videos and they like color their wigs, like all kinds of cool, crazy, fun colors. Definitely check out Laurasia Andrea, and I'll put her up here. She does the most creative, like insanely creative stuff. Like, she did a series a while ago where she took colors inspired by different nations' flags and like colored a wig, like all these cool colors. She's like insanely talented. Like, I'm not even gonna try to dye a wig. Like, I just feel like I can't. But I love watching her stuff. She'll also do like a full get ready with me with like the hair that she puts together. She'll do the makeup as well, and then she'll show you what the final look looks like at the end. She's insanely talented. Now, another person who I would love to give a shout out to is Mel Thompson. She does a lot of like reviews and tutorials and like talking about like certain product lists, like products she loves, or like if she had to restart her makeup collection, what products would she include. Just little fun stuff like that, like fun themed content. She keeps it really fresh. She has the most beautiful eye shape. She's a little bit of like a rocker. She has like a shaved head. She's so cool, and she's really good friends with Kelsey Brianna Jai, I believe, who I also really love and you should definitely check out. And I just love hearing like when they go to events together, like it's just really sweet. But definitely check out all of those people. I feel like they're definitely not as well known or not as celebrated as some other content creators. Now, I had a blast doing this. Thank you to those of you guys that submitted questions for me. I had no idea you guys were gonna ask so many questions about my husband. But that's really cool. Like, I thought that you guys would be bored by that, but apparently not. Definitely check out some of the videos next to me if you haven't seen them already. Subscribe if you're still here and you're not subscribed, girl, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.